You know, the book of Ephesians is so deep, it's not funny. And again, I was tapping into somebody who made a comment on a video on the other side of the world. These people are trying to do Ephesians 4 together. And I realized, man, there's people all over the world that see the depth and the beauty of just Ephesians 4. And you know, I was just talking to my little worker bee, my little be happy girl in my life, and we were talking about how powerful and converting it can be when you are willing to let go of the power of darkness and come into the light, because you really, 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 really care if your deeds are being wrought in God. You know, I made a video last night about how loners can't be converted, they can't be changed, they can't grow. You know, when you practice the cunning craftiness of men, which Ephesians 4 talks about, you actually can't change. And Jesus put it this way: people love the wrong power. They are in love with the wrong power. They consent with the thief, it says in Proverbs. They know something's wrong, but they don't love the person that did something wrong. And they don't care enough about whether they do what's right to receive any kind of spiritual impartation to change. So everything in the world happens through impartation. There's probably even a deep mystery in these little worker bees right now. They communicate all the time. Even watching the baby deers in the backyard of my house, I'm watching spiritual impartation. Everything, because God's ordained it that way, happens through spiritual impartation. Even watching my grandsons and my son be able to impart some good things to my grandsons, because he's teaching them to not stay babies and love the power of darkness, to care if their deeds are wrought in God, and to talk when they think they've done something wrong or somebody else has done something wrong. They don't consent with the thief. They know something's off, but they won't say anything. Wow, and how's that played out in ministry over 38 years? It's kind of interesting, because everything that's probably ever gone on wrong in our ministry and gone bad is because people are consenting with the thief in themselves or somebody else. They're in love with the wrong power. They practice the cunning craftiness of men. They don't bring things into the light. They don't want to really know if God is going to reward what they're doing secretly. Even my little worker bee friend here, we were talking about such a powerful encounter, because she came into my life. I knew her 38 years ago. She knew Jean before I did. She consented with the thief. You know, she was afraid she wasn't going to get her burger her way, so she walked kind of in the cunning craftiness. She hid, she deceived, she was afraid she wasn't going to get what she needs. We're all like that. We all do the same thing. We're like little kids. So we have to get our own thing our own way. We have to bless ourselves. We have our own life insurance. Forget God blessing us. We can bless ourselves so much better than the Lord, right? What's really powerful is about 15 or 16 years now, she walked back into my world again. And it became very glorious because of just one thing. She had walked away from the love of the power of darkness. And conversion can take place. Conversion actually can take place when people are willing to want to know if their deeds are going to be signed off on God in the day of their death. Is this going to be a good work? Was this a good work that went on with somebody else? Is it a good work in how I'm thinking about handling it? And will there be any fruit or life in it? So, I'm going to end this video now. You should read Ephesians 4 in the Amplified Version. It's all very, very deep stuff, because what we were talking about is some people can't actually ever get converted or even have some good thing imparted to them. The Bible is full of spiritual impartation from the beginning to the end. Everything happens through spiritual impartation. And so if we're going to consent with the thief in somebody else and ourselves, not say anything, we're not going to be able to grow and change. That's why speaking the truth in love is so powerful. Anyway, did you want to say something? Okay, amen. Hope you can get something out of this. The other thing we were talking about is Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And loving the truth is very powerful. It's falling in love with Jesus. You know, when you love God's words, man, is that so powerful. You have the life of the Spirit in you, and you can affect people's lives for good. When you love the truth and you love the bread of life, you know, it's hard to stand at the woman of the well and stand there with Jesus your whole life, pretend like, I didn't love that man. I wasn't married 20 times. I'm not sleeping with that man, right? What a hard life to live, trying to con the Spirit of the Lord who sees and knows all things. So much better to love the light and love the light of life and get your daily bread. Go ahead.
I do have something real quick to say. Just reading the word, you won't fall in love with the word. You know what made me fall in love with the word? Was I let the word convict me and read me, and then I knew how much I needed Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's when you fall in love with the word. You can't fall in love with the word just reading it.
When you let it speak to your motive and intention, because when you want to be in the big league, the NFL, and you want to win the Super Bowl, you love instruction. You love conviction. You love it. You crave it. There's even an old movie where the guy has murdered somebody and they're so convinced it wasn't him. He says, oh my God, he's a drunk. And he says, I can't even be convicted anymore. God, please just convict me. These people are calling me innocent and I'm guilty. I just want to feel your conviction again. Anyway, I hope that you love the bread of life, because it'll change your life and you'll be able to do good in people's lives. When you receive the love of the truth, you won't live in delusions and believe lies and walk around in mischievous madness anymore because you're confused. Amen.